Hi, it's Kathy again, and I took a card from Magdalene Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Saint Sinner. And it says in the booklet, the assumptions you are making about another person or event could turn out to be completely wrong. And the first thing that comes to mind is Reverend Moon. My mother believes he's a cult leader and basically he's got me brainwashed, and meanwhile, he's the greatest man that ever lived. And he did unusual things because he was building the kingdom of heaven. He was preparing the way to build this kingdom. And he did crazy things like having mass weddings. He was trying to make world peace. He was uniting people from different cultural backgrounds. He intermarried from different races because he was trying to bring peace into the world. And on top of that, his marriages were an incredible blessing. He was able to forgive original sin. And that is something that Jesus didn't give. Jesus gave restoration of our spirit, but our body is still subject to sin. And so we needed to get to the root of the cause, which is original sin had to be forgiven. The sin of Adam and Eve that we inherited. Okay, now we're up to Jesus in restoration. Jesus takes on the mission of John the Baptist. The foundation of faith which John had laid for the first worldwide course to restore Canaan was invaded by Satan. Jesus himself now had to take on John's mission and restore through indemnity the foundation of faith in order to set out on the second worldwide course to restore Canaan. When Jesus fasted for 40 days in the wilderness, it was to separate Satan for the very purpose of restoring the foundation of faith. However, for this he lowered himself to assume the position of John the Baptist. Because Jesus himself didn't have sin, but he had to make this offering of separating from sin in the position of John the Baptist. Jesus enjoined Peter not to reveal to the Jewish people that he was the Messiah, because although he was the Messiah, he had assumed John's role for the purpose of beginning this phase of the providence. Jesus said, "I am the bread of life. Unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you." He meant that a person does not live a complete and wholesome life merely by eating bread to keep his body alive. His life is not full unless he lives by Jesus, who came as the life-giving nourishment for the spirit. The result of the 40-day fast and the 3 temptations. First, in the position of John the Baptist, Jesus restored through indemnity the foundation of faith for the second worldwide course to restore Canaan. In so doing, Jesus restored all that had been offered to God over the course of the providence for the purpose of laying the foundation of faith. Furthermore, Jesus restored through indemnity all at once all the dispensation of 40 for the separation of Satan conducted during the 4,000 years since Adam, lost despite the best efforts of central figures to lay the foundation of faith. Second, by rising from John the Baptist's position to the position of the Messiah, Jesus paved the way for the fulfillment of God's three great blessings and the restoration of the four-position foundation. Okay, my battery's running low, so I have to stop there for now, and thank you all for listening.